I'm Morris Merriweather, and I want to thank you for dropping by 503, the class of Straight Talk. And again, we're going to deal with public education. You can either work to improve public education, our parents and community. That's going to be a whole lot of time spent right here. Welcome people today, and we want to welcome Reverend Rogers. He's with the Shelby County School System, recently retired, and he's going to give you his concern on public education.
As he said, I'm Reverend Robert Rogers, and I've been with the school system in Memphis. I've worked in Jackson school system for a while, Ripley school system, and worked at 2 different schools in the Memphis system. Worked at Frazier High School, which is a school that gained national recognition for teen pregnancies. I worked at Cordova High School, which was more of an upscale type, better neighborhood. Just a couple of things, a couple of insights that I have is that I heard an assistant principal once say to me, and I've never forgotten this, he said that it took us 10 years to get where we are today, and we're not going to be able to turn this problem around in one day. It's going to take years to change public education. I think that a lot of the problems that I'm seeing now are rooted in the social and economic issues in the community. I think that to change education, you're going to have to deal with some of the poverty and the hopelessness and such as that happens in the community. To educate a child, it takes a child that wants to be educated. It takes a parent that wants to be supported. It takes good teaching. It takes good principals. It takes good administrators. It takes that entire community of education in order to educate that child. And I think that right now, that we're having breakdowns in all of those different areas, that the parents are really indulging the children in what they want to do and supporting them, and we're not getting ample support from the parents, and the principals are afraid of lawsuits and such as that. It's just the answers to the problems I think in education right now are very complex, and I think that it's going to take some time to resolve them, and it's just going to take a lot of work.
My friends, let me tell you what I heard this week. This is unbelievable. They have introduced a bill that the governor will sign that will take effect in 2015. It's called the Animal Abuse Register Act. What that will simply do, it will protect the animals. In fact, if you've been abusing animals, right now you can go from state to state, city to city, and continue to own animals after abusing them in your city. But after 2016, you will not be able to purchase animals, and you are on that register. You're on that register with a photo for 1 year, first-time offenders. Second-time offenders will be on the register for 5 years. Can you believe that? That if you abuse a horse, you will not be able to own one for the rest of your life. But now let's look at this in public education. If physically or mentally you abuse a child, if you abuse him mentally, nothing takes place in public education. They're getting by every day. They're refusing to teach the children. Mentally, the kids are coming away and they're telling me, she doesn't care. She's not teaching. If I ask for help, I don't get help. We're told that there's no homework to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a form of abuse. If animals are more protected than human beings, then the fabric of America is eroded far worse than I ever thought. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not right. Listen to me. We got to do better than this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what happened to me just last week. While sitting in a local school, a public school, I heard the bell go off, and I looked up, and 2 of the students got up in the middle of class, and it says, oh, that's not for us right now. And they said, we go every day at the same time. Go where? We go to this class while they assist us. Assist you with what? Making sure that we improve on our education. Well, what about the other students here? Going on so that you don't be late. When they departed the class, I asked the students, what is going on? They say, look, Mr. Merriweather, this has been going on for a long time. I thought you knew. Somehow that had gotten by me. I said, well, explain it to me, what's going on. The student said, Mr. Merriweather, those students are going to get help so that they can be in a higher echelon of their class. How is that possible? They said that they are going to work with them because they in the proficient tier. And the top tier is the advanced. And below the proficient is the basic. And below basic is below basic. Those are the four. Let's see what we got. You have the lower tier, the lowest tier. That's low basic. Then you have basic, is the next step up. Then proficient, that's the next step. The final step is advanced. That means you're ready for Harvard, Yale, Princeton. So those students left to get advanced to the top level so that they can go out in the world and be successful. So I said to a young man sitting close to me, what happens to those that on the lowest tier? Oh, Mr. Miller, they don't work with them. They tried to work with them and they couldn't get anywhere with them. So they don't provide them with nothing. So my viewing audience, listen to this. Just pretend that the lower level is the basement. So we got people down in the basement. On the top floor, we got people who are trying to get to the penthouse. So they work with these people to get them to the next level, which is the proficient level. They work with those on that level to get them to the penthouse. Forget about those in the basement. Forget about those people at the bottom. They in the minority. We're not working with them. We don't really care about them. What's the term? Nobody's of society. We want to help the elite kids. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is not right. And I checked around several of the school systems outside of my hometown. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The same thing is going on in that school system. Now, we got the community sitting here, sending our children on the bus, dropping them off at school, and have no idea that if they're on that bottom level, it's nobody in the basement but them. That's why we have the fighting, the cussing, the shooting and everything. Those are those people. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, there's going to be an uprising. Well, look at this. If you take a spring and you press the spring down as far as it can go, what will happen if you keep pressing them down? It would eventually pop up. Or spring up would be another word. When it spring up, it comes up with all force. It erupts and tears up everything in its sight. I envision if we continue to depress those kids that we say are nobody, when we know that God treated everybody as somebody, but we turned around and took it and make them nobody by not reaching down there and helping them. We got programs to help the proficient, the advanced, even the basic. No programs to work with those. Oh, we got alternative schools, a place we can put them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not correct. Something is wrong with that. Let me conclude by this. I didn't want to make sure that I want to read it just like I got it down here. Listen to this. An effective teacher can affect a child for the rest of their lives. Get that. An effective teacher can affect a child for the rest of their life. But people, an ineffective teacher can affect a child for the rest of their lives. Wouldn't it be better to make sure all of our students have effective teachers? This is my final phrase, and we're going to close this session out. It's not what we leave for our children. It's what we leave in our children that makes a difference. One more time. It's not what we leave for our children, but what we leave in our children that makes the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host of Straight Talk in room 503. I look forward to dialoguing with you again. I encourage you, call a friend, tell a friend that Straight Talk in room 503 is on every Tuesday on YouTube, Facebook, and my page, which is my webpage, www.morrismerriweather.com. We need to get on this train to improve public education before it's too late. This time next year will be too late. You must join me to turn this train around and make sure that all children get a quality education. And those principals, those teachers, those administrators, those board members who are failing our kids, it is time for them to go by all means necessary. Please trust me, my friend. I've been your host. We'll see you next time in Straight Talk in room 503. Get your book, Enough is Enough, www.morrismerriweather.com. Till I dialogue with you again, I say goodbye to you.